Hey everybody, it's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance Channel, coming back at you with another fragrance review. We love to talk about fragrances, colognes, and all those great smelly things. Today we're going to be talking about another fragrance from Possets. This one is called Madame X. Let's jump into this one. Let's see what we got on our hands here. Of course, it's indie. It's going to be a little bit artistic and a little bit creative. This one is called, again, Madame X. If you don't know what Madame is, it means like a lady. I'm not sure. It could be, kind of like a duchess for all I know. Anyways, very interesting fragrance. It supposedly has notes of wax and skin and, of course, musk. What I get out of this fragrance, there's some kind of dark berry accord to this fragrance. It reminds me perhaps something of pomegranate, maybe like a old dark cherry kind of note. There's something very like a dark fruit or a dark berry to this kind of fragrance. It can perhaps remind you a tiny bit of blood or something rich along those lines. It's very interesting, very intoxicating, and very alluring. I do notice that this fragrance is a musk, but it's a musk with weight behind it. There certainly is something different about this fragrance. Of course, it's indie, but what really stands out to me in this fragrance is that it is a musky fragrance. It seems like the heart of the fragrance, the feel of the fragrance is a musk, but there is that wax, and I do detect that once I think about it. There is interesting interesting waxiness, and but it's still pleasant. The fragrance still has a dark tone. It's still alluring, and there is still a fruitiness that comes through. If you go to the official website, I'll link it down below. You will see that there isn't really a fruit listed, but it's still there. There's something fruity about this fragrance. It smells like a femme fatale fragrance. It's very nice overall. It definitely it captures the feel of like a lady in a black dress, maybe a vampire lady, or a lady who's just very mysterious, maybe a little bit gothic. It's a very nice smell, but it definitely is a little bit more reserved and a little bit more dark in tone. It's not a playful, fruity, floral fragrance. This isn't Chloe. This is on the opposite side of the spectrum. So nice fragrance. I did test this one on my skin, even though I feel like this is overtly feminine. All fragrances, anybody can wear them anytime. If I was to suggest a gender, I do feel like this certainly does lend on the feminine side of things for me personally. But if you do like things like Black Orchid, you might be possible, you possibly might want to pull this one off. It's certainly gonna last you, and it's nice. I got about 7 hours or so. A lot of these fragrances, they project decently and they last 6, 7, 8 hours, and then they hold on for even longer. So I guess you could say this fragrance is more of a 9 hour fragrance, but on my skin it just becomes so soft that after 7 hours or so, it's pretty hard to detect unless you're really close to somebody in an intimate situation. So it's a nice fragrance. The projection on this one was a little bit more average. I felt like this one was supposed to be a little bit more seductive. This one is not a fragrance that screams and shouts. It doesn't beg for attention. It's more of one of those fragrances when somebody gets close to you, or somebody just walks by and brushes up against your clothes, and you smell their fragrance, and then it might lead to something magical or something mysterious. So Madame X is a good fragrance. I like the feel of what they captured in this fragrance. I think it's very well done. I think that I don't know what kind of fruit's hidden up in this fragrance. I don't know what kind of sweetness is coming through, but I do feel like they could even throw in a little bit more of whatever fruit that is, or maybe some pomegranate. Maybe give that almost fruity a nuance, that very dark, red kind of vibe, a little bit more of a well-rounded, or just a little bit more of a facet. Maybe add in some like dark red wine, or maybe just a little bit of sherry. Add something to this that adds a tiny bit of booziness and a little bit more of a dark fruit sweetness. And I already think it's wonderful. You don't really need to change it, but my goodness, I think it would be even more wonderful. But it's a good fragrance, no doubt about it. Wonderful creation, wonderful fragrance. If you do like a femme fatale fragrance, if you've been looking for one, I do recommend this fragrance for you ladies out there. There's not a lot of fragrances to me that capture that vibe very well. To me, Red Tobacco by Monsara does that. I know it's unisex, and I know a lot of guys out there like that fragrance, but to me, it's a femme fatale fragrance. It's a very confident, almost boss lady-like smell. And of course, there's Eau de Gaga, and there are a few other ones, but there's not too many. This one's nice. And if you like indie fragrances, if you like supporting a smaller upcoming company, supporting good people, definitely check out this fragrance. Compliment factor wise, I honestly wasn't confident enough as more of a guy who likes masculine fragrances to go out in public and try to, see if I could get reactions or comments or ask people what they thought about a fragrance like this. It is dark, it is seductive, but it still, to me, leans certainly feminine. So Madame X is not one I know too much about with the compliment factor. I did let a few of my family smell this one, and they liked it. They thought it was a little bit on the soft side of things, but they did like it and thought it was kind of alluring, but they didn't go crazy for it. I feel like this is more of a night out, a fragrance for like a parlor, or just for when somebody has the right type of attitude. She's a lady, she's definitely a femme fatale, and she wears it and she rocks it, and people find the magnetism about her. They're very curious about who she is, and they just want to learn a little bit more. And this is the kind of fragrance that seals the deal. Maybe she wears black lipstick. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds nice. Anyways, wonderful fragrance. Check it out from the brand. You can get 10 mil roll-ons, I think, for about 35, I think, or so dollars, which definitely will last you a long time. And if not, that's really just as much. You don't need that much fragrance, especially in a highly concentrated form like this as an oil. So the prices aren't bad. I'm going to link them down below. If y'all don't know, I was sent these for review from the brand. They're very generous, but of course I was not paid anything. They just want to get their name out there, and I of course oblige them. I love to review fragrances of all sorts, and I love to get indie brands out there for y'all. So wonderful brand, wonderful fragrance. It's not going to be for everybody, but if you're the right kind of lady, I think it'll certainly work for you. So anyways, my friends, I got to go now. I do appreciate all of your love and all of your support. If you did like my video today, why don't you help me out and give me a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, tell a friend. And when you do hit the notification bell, hit all notifications. YouTube is funny, and you have to do that so you get notified of my regular content. I upload just about every day. Have been very consistent and been doing a great job. So definitely check out my content. Thank you all for your love and your support and your encouragement. And I'll see y'all next time, my friends. Peace out and wear what you love. That's what I say. Bye, everybody.